You know those stories about the sons and daughters of famous people? Well, that's not my story. I mean, I am the daughter of an Oscar-winning actress, yes, but my story is far crazier. My name is Layla, and I live in a huge mansion in Beverly Hills with my mother. It had always been just the two of us. I never knew my dad, and Mom never spoke of him. I didn't have siblings because Mom said pregnancy ruined her perfect body once, and there was no way on earth she would let that happen again. But Mom was delighted to have me. You see, I had my perks. I was a beautiful baby, so much that by the time I was 3, Mom had me cast hundreds of ads and made sure my face was everywhere. Magazines, TV commercials, formula, even diapers. But I didn't care much for it. On my 4th birthday, she woke me up saying we were late for a photo session.
Mommy, I don't want any more photos. I want to watch Cinderella. It's my birthday.
She rolled her eyes and tossed the CD aside. Cinderella is poor and filthy. You have nothing to learn from her. We did not watch Cinderella. But while Mom was super proud that I had started my career so early, I just thought feeling lucky was a pretty crummy feeling. I was always tired and so bored. We were always traveling, and Mom only paid attention to me to explain how important beauty creams and lotions were. Once I asked her to read me a bedtime story, and she laughed and tossed the book aside and said, "Oh, sweetie, stories are for dumb, ugly kids. You need to know how much more important it is to start using this lotion early." I wasn't even 5 yet. Mom decided that I should be homeschooled since my schedule was tight and there was no room for school. But by the time I was just 6 years old, I started to try to learn about creams and beauty processes because when I didn't, Mom stopped talking to me and ignored me. The first time I tried a DIY face mask, my mother was thrilled. She picked me up and swirled me, saying, "I knew you weren't dumb." I was so happy with her attention that by 7, I was practically a professional. I knew everything there was to know about beauty, and trust me, I knew a lot. Day creams, night creams, shower creams, astringent lotions, and flowers. So many flowers. We lived in a pretty big house, and Mom and I had started cultivating all these flowers when I was 8. By the time I was 12, it was hard to distinguish which part was the greenhouse and which part was the rest of the house. We practically lived in a jungle. Mom loved flowers and was always talking about how pretty I would look because of them. "You'll look like a flower too." I was so curious that I tried to add some flowers to my plate, and to be honest, it didn't taste bad. But Mom wasn't the only one obsessed with beauty, and once she finally allowed me to go to school, I began to realize everyone was obsessed with beauty. Not only was I famous, but I was also a living encyclopedia of DIY beauty hacks. So obviously every girl wanted to be my friend. One day they all started to beg me to take them home. "We'd love to see where you live." I was thrilled. I'd never had any friends over. But as soon as we got home, they ran to Mom and said, "Oh, MG, we thought we'd never see you." One of them actually said, "Adopt me so I can be as pretty." My mother was delighted with my new friends. She turned to me and said, "At least you're smart enough to be friends with the right kind of girls." Then she spent hours talking about flowers and beauty. Pretty soon I realized that I didn't have any real friends. Everyone just liked me so they could be beautiful. I talked about flowers at home. I talked about flowers at school. I was beginning to lose my mind. Luckily, around that time, Mom took me to the Cannes Festival. That's when my entire life changed. We went to see an art exhibition of this famous artist and the paintings. That was a whole new world for me. And suddenly, I realized I wanted to do that. I wanted to paint flowers. I immediately signed up for art class at school. I became obsessed with it. A few years of practice, and I was getting really good at it. It was my hiding place because my friends just wanted to drag me to the mall all the time. "You're so lucky to have your mom. Mine doesn't understand anything about beauty or fashion. She lives in flip-flops." Oh gosh, don't even get me started on mine. She doesn't even know what a primer is. But now I started to care even less about fashion, and that translated to my clothing quite quickly. One day, we were walking through Rodeo Drive, and my mom looked uncomfortable. I was enjoying a greasy bagel. "Honey, people are staring at you." "So?" "You're not even wearing makeup." "So?" She stopped walking and looked at me desperately. "You look ugly." I realized we were in front of the beauty salon. I sighed and we got in. It was still nice to share a moment with my mom from time to time. This was the only place where she was really happy. "Layla, it's been so long since the last time you were here." The shop owner put on her glasses and scanned my face closely. Oh, that porcelain skin, no makeup at all and still perfect. It reminds me of your mom's younger days. My mom looked at her annoyed and didn't smile again throughout the entire day. I got the impression that something changed inside her after that. She became more obsessed with creams and lotions and makeup and fashion, and the day I said, I want to go to art school when I graduate, she snapped. That beautiful body of yours is not going to last forever, you know? Do you know how lucky you are to have inherited my genes? All your friends would kill to be in your place. Maybe I don't care about beauty or fashion. Maybe I don't care about your stupid creams. You seem to like my friends more than me, so why don't you throw me to the street and adopt them? Oh, honey, they are not even half as pretty as you are. I went to my art studio and continued to paint. Mom followed me and looked at all my pieces with disgust. There's no future in the art world, honey. You should take advantage of your beauty while it lasts. Like you did? It doesn't look like it worked. What are you talking about, you little brat? Look around you. How do you think I got all this? You really think you'll get all this with those stupid drawings? I don't care if I get all this. I never cared for any of this. All I ever wanted was to be with you. Mom rolled her eyes and said, Drama, drama, drama. I wasn't going to leave my dream aside, so I applied to every university in the country that had a good art program. My mom looked at my computer monitor from behind and said, I'm not paying for this nonsense. I don't need your money. My art will speak for me. I received acceptance letters from 6 different universities. High school was finally coming to an end, and I would probably choose the one with more miles between it and my home. I felt invincible and free. But when I got home that afternoon, not only was my mom not there, but all my paintings were gone. I started panicking. I needed my work for university. I had over 50 pieces. Where the hell were they? My phone started to buzz with hundreds of messages. Your mom is so awesome. I didn't know your mom was such a gifted painter. Your mom rocks. And emoticons everywhere. Mom? A painter? I saw a picture of my mother with all my paintings, and behind her, the place, National Museum of the Fine Arts. I jumped into an Uber and rushed there. There were photographers everywhere. There she is, it's her daughter, and blinded me with her flashes. I saw my mother waving at me and smiling. That witch! She came to me and said to the reporters, My beautiful daughter, isn't she beautiful? She's always there for me. For you? You stole my art! She stole my art! The flashes stopped for a moment, and then my mother started laughing. Everyone laughed too and followed her back inside. You will not get away with this! But it was too late. I was alone. I went back home and directly to my now empty art studio. I got a message on my phone. It was a video of me shouting at reporters. It went viral in an instant. The very next day at school, everyone was looking at me like a freak. I heard their laughs and whispers. I went to the art room. It had been my refuge for years. Now I felt like an imposter. What's wrong, honey? I looked around and saw my art teacher. She must not have seen the video. Before I knew it, I had broken into tears. My mom stole all my art. I felt helpless. No, she didn't. I looked at her and she was smiling.
She didn't steal these ones, and I have you on video.
What?
I always film my students. It's for academic purposes.
She handed me a tape with a smile. I looked at it for a moment. I was so angry I thought of taking it directly to the news. But then I thought of my mother. This would ruin her.
This is your art, your life. Don't let anyone take that away from you. Fight for it.
And so I did. I went to the news and gave them the tape and explained everything. And that too went viral. And it did ruin my mother. I didn't want to see her again, but I had no choice. I went home and saw her sitting in the dark. But that woman wasn't my mother. The container was the same, but her spirit was gone. I felt awful. She looked at me and said, You did the right thing. She had tears in her eyes. Huh? I got scared. What? You're leaving for college. You have your whole life ahead of you. I'm so proud of you, but I don't know how to live without you. I got scared. Oh, Mom. I hugged her. I'm not going anywhere. I already decided to go to USC. It's 10 minutes away. Okay, yes, that was a lie. The night after she stole my work, I wanted to go as far away from her as possible, but then I realized I don't need to leave her to paint. I can do that from anywhere. I was happy on my first day of college. USC was huge. Some people knew who my mother was, but nobody knew me, and that was okay. A few months later, I did my first art exhibition, and it was a huge success. I sold all my paintings and my mom was there for me. She stole a few flashes, but I was happy to know that now we could share time without any makeup or fashion involved.